All
Hello,
good.
everyone. Welcome to Cookies Enabled. I'm Will, your host. Next to me here is Andrew, my editor and secondary host of the show here. We bring you guys some awesome news every Wednesday, and we definitely have a lot to present to the world today. Let me tell you, it's definitely a world full of news, which is never a bad thing, which is also really fun. So we have a lot to go over, which is cool. And as usual, we're going to start with SpaceX stuff because that's always super exciting. And they have, well, Andrew, I should say, found some really interesting pictures and a pre-burner test for us, which is really exciting. Oh, yes. But yeah, it's been a very interesting week, I would say. And I definitely think we have a decent amount of space news, unlike last, like month of, it feels like, of almost no space news.
Well, I mean, we had some last week.
That's
We
true.
had
And some Hubble
Shaq
stuff.
going into space.
Yes.
Which, honestly, I found some more footage of that and watched it. It was really fascinating to see right at the apogee of their or their launch. His just hearing him looking out the window, just oh my God, like he was
Right.
completely blown away. You could tell.
Yeah. It was
And so
definitely.
many memes that have come out of that, of him when he looks away, shocked in the window.
Oh, it's
They
endless. Endless on the internet. I have
they
one for later, actually.
got the Enterprise in the background, the TARDIS in the background, or they put his shocked face in the window from the old episode
Yes.
of oh, what's that show? Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone.
Where
Yep.
he's looking out the window, there's something on the wing, but it's him.
But yeah,
uh,
yeah.
People have been having a field day with that.
They really
I
have.
mean, news for space from there, but this week we're getting a bit more finally.
Right.
We had the the pre-fire test for SN20.
Yes.
It was not a full static fire yet. That might come today. I'm keeping an eye on that.
That would be awesome.
There's a road closure there near the base in Boca Chica, so we're hoping that this was from. That was from yesterday.
Yeah.
Very, very short clip.
Super quick.
Just a quick test to make sure the engines fire up. There's only 2 engines mounted in it at the moment.
Right.
Like
right.
they put them all in, they test them, they took them all out, and now they're going to have to put them back in. But
Worth it.
each time, closer and closer to a full launch.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to see something happening extremely soon. They're working on the propellant farm, like the tank farm there.
Yep.
They've brought in some more tanks. They've started reinforcing them. So we'll have all of that ready for future launches. The other image I had for you? They are starting to finally link up the arms that are going to catch. Right there, they call it the chopsticks.
Oh yeah, love this. This is so cool.
Yeah, because the ship will just land right between them.
Like kind of holds them. It'll look like a piece of sushi.
So, some of the other control arms are being installed. They're making progress. Again, this is something completely unprecedented,
Right.
and we've never tried it before.
It's definitely slow and steady.
There's definitely progress, just not a lot that's newsworthy or not a lot that people want. It's background, the inner workings, the stuff that isn't as glamorous as an actual launch, but just as important.
It is very important. Yeah. Yeah, without all the engineering and, all those, actual engineers physically building this stuff, it wouldn't be happening. And none of this would, it would just be a dream on a piece of paper. So, so thank you to all those hard workers out there, because this is definitely going to be a massive achievement once it's done. It's going to look so cool. I mean, it already does.
It's a structure that's going to allow all of their future plans to actually come to fruition.
Right.
And again, doesn't look as cool as a launch, but it is extremely important. And
Exactly.
It's really cool to see that they're finally making some progress on that. And again, now that they've done the pre-fire test, if we get a static test, that means probably we're only days away from an actual
Oh, I hope so.
launch.
I really hope so. That would be so cool because these things are just so epic to watch. I mean, the pre-fire test was pretty cool. I mean, but like I said, it's seconds long. I'll put that back up here again because it really is just like a few seconds. And they give you the slow-mo, so it looks like they're firing it twice, but actually they're just replaying it slower for you, so you can really see what's happening. And then they show you them putting the thing together, which we've already talked about in our previous episode, so that's nothing new. But this is still really leaps and bounds. I don't think I've ever in my life ever seen them or any country for that matter throw together rockets as quickly and efficiently and successfully, I should say, as SpaceX. And I hate to say countries because they're not really a country, you know what I mean? Like, I have to compare it to, like, China, Japan, Russia. I mean, there's a bunch of other countries that are dealing with, building rockets and spaceships and spacecrafts, and so we're not the only ones. They're by far.
In that consideration is, yeah, we did have a leg up, especially, obviously the two major players in space travel these days,
Right.
Not counting China because they do have a successful space program,
Yep.
but it's always been Russia versus the United States.
Almost always, yeah.
From the late 50s into the 60s.
Yep.
And so we've had so many years of funding and infrastructure for all of these organizations.
Exactly.
It's hard for other nations to really break through. Thing is, SpaceX actually promotes that because now, right. And I think I've said this before, a reach organization or government from a different country, they don't need to
right.
develop their own launch system or their own bases. They can design the satellites,
right.
Their spacecraft, and hitch ride on a SpaceX launch.
Yep.
It allows for space to be more communal.
Absolutely.
With all of the different countries, and all these countries are working together anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
they definitely are, especially now. Yeah, this is yeah.
that have been involved in one thing or another on right. the space. So this is going to allow, again, as it gets cheaper too. Yeah. I mean, some of these small countries that don't have the budget can finally make their mark in space.
Right.
So it's really going to be fascinating to see exactly what they're going to be able to provide for all of these up and coming players in the space race.
Right.
And it's not even a race anymore.
No.
It's everybody's working towards the same goal.
Right. That's exactly what it says. And I mean, either way, it's beneficial for really all of human race and just in general. I mean, just getting us really out there. And really, it kind of leads us to our next topic because I found that NASA did launch one of its newer satellites this last week as well, named Lucy. And Lucy had a little bit of a hitch getting out there. The whole launch went great, and I don't have any video footage of that. I couldn't find any that was probably not going to shut my channel down for whatever reason. Copyright, fun stuff. Love that. Thank you, FCC. But here's a picture of what how Lucy is supposed to deploy. This is actually a GIF. So it should be moving for you guys. You can kind of see she's supposed to deploy these fans, kind of like those old fans you used to buy from like the Dollar Tree, where you kind of fan it out and you can actually cool yourself down. But only these are solar panels. So these actually kind of rotate all the way around a full 360, and then they're supposed to lock into place. One of them did, and the other one looks like it did, but apparently the mechanisms never really fully latched. So there could be an issue there. She's 100% fully operational still. And according to Lucy, all her systems check out okay, and she's ready for the journey. So regardless of if that's fully latched or not, she should be fine, is what they are saying. But this is supposed to be a really long journey. I think they say 12 years or something in space, and 9 different asteroids that this one's going to investigate. Which is great because we need to know really what these are made out of. Are they full of metals, ice? What's going on here is just dust particles compressed together. So it's a big research project. Again, this is a picture of the solar panel array of them working on it and checking it out and whatnot before it went up into space. This is from Lockheed Martin. Thank you for that image. And this one is from the Southwest Research Institute. This is kind of a simulation as to what it would look like as it's going to be zooming by the Trojan asteroid, which is probably the first, I think, asteroid that it hits. And then it's going to kind of study this one for a day or two and spin off towards the asteroid belt, where it will, again, examine several more asteroids before. Actually, I don't know the end of this one. I don't know if they have a definitive. I don't know if it's going to crash or land or do something specific. They're kind of vague as to what they're going to do at the end of its life cycle here. So, but this just began. So Lucy's getting out there. She's doing great. thought that was some pretty cool news, and I thought she looked pretty cool too. So I'm interested to see what we learn from Lucy here in the coming years. It's probably going to be a while since we hear that name again, but just so you know, Lucy is floating around out there. Now I think that kind of does it for our space news for the day, actually, which is cool. And now one thing we've been trying to do recently, which is kind of fun, are these memes. And you have found some really interesting ones this week, Andrew. And one of them's not even really a meme. I'm trying to find it really quick here. It's this dog calendar. It is so funny.
This calendar is so bad.
You have to explain how did you find this? Like, where did you? I have the link posted in the description for you guys. Again, all of the links and sources you're going to see are going to be posted after the show. But where'd you get this link? Where did it come from?
Facebook ad. That's all it was, just a Facebook ad. What is it? Dogs pooping in beautiful places.
Yep, 2022. Get ready for next year.
A beautiful vista with a beach and a breakwater bag. Dog.
I mean, this is so funny, and this reminds me of like I used to be going through the mall, you know, trying to find Christmas presents for people, and they have that kiosk.
You can see at the bottom of it. It's from shutupandtakeMyMoney.com.
Shut Up and Take My Money, which is legitimately a website you can go to here that I actually cropped the photo from, which is awesome. So again, in the description.
Item on their store. It's the old what is it, old Futurama meme?
Yes.
With I with the water. You just shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money. I love this. This is so funny. It's really clever. And just, I don't know. I think I had the childhood flashbacks at like the mall kiosks. With the calendar different, and they always had something stupid like this. Like they have a cat one and a dog one, and mixed animal types, you know, doing crazy things or eating each other or being where they're not supposed to be or whatever. This fits exactly up that alley. I absolutely love this, and I don't know. I don't know why I like this one so much. It's so funny.
I forget what it was. There was another one too I had, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't know if I have my.
But it was very similar to that. It was
I had another one as well, but it's locked on my phone at the moment.
Slightly less child appropriate, but I think that's fine because we're not monetized.
We are not a monetized channel, no.
I'm sharing this one with you now then, because you gotta post it.
Yeah, go ahead and send. I'll post the one that I found. Now I'm not sure if this is legitimate or not. But we already kind of talked about Shatner in space quite a bit, which is nothing new. But this one is him holding a little 3x5 card that says "Suck it, Picard!" ! And I freaking love this because Picard gets like so much credit, and he rightfully so. He's a great guy, great actor, love him to death. But come on, man. I mean, that I had to do it. I'm pretty sure this is not legitimate. I don't think he brought a "Suck it, Picard!" into the Blue Origin thing, but yeah, definitely hilarious. Oh my gosh, yeah, I've got to totally gotta snip this one. Give me a second, guys. I'll grab this photo for you. It's gonna take me a second.
Is that also? Yeah, they're both from Shut Up and Take Money.
They are both from Shut Up and Take My Money. Absolutely, yes. This is a great source, apparently.
Any fun gift ideas for Christmas? Check these calendars out. I definitely want to get one of them for somebody I don't know who yet.
Sorry, gotta save. Sorry if my camera's shaking, everybody. I know I'm not looking at you. I'm coming back. Trust me. I gotta make sure I got all my sources ready to go to for after the show here, since I just got another one, which is great. So yeah, that was that meme. Let me see if I can add to one of our other memes we already had, so that way I don't have to resize a bunch of stuff. Oh shoot, that's in wrong folder. Wrong folder. Oh shoot, did I not download it? Was I? Oh wait, it saves it to the other folder. Duh. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so thank you, Shatner, for that awesome meme. I don't know who put that together, but I had a feeling it was him. And here is the next one that you got for me. So, nature's cock shots. I think this is perfect. I can think of so many people this belongs on their wall.
Phallic formations found forever in nature.
I think this is historic right here. This calendar could definitely change a few lives. Maybe that homophobic guy at your office. I mean, white elephant gift. I don't know. These. It's not like it's super expensive either. It is $15 plus shipping. So of course, I'm sure there's other ways to around the shipping. if you are afraid of that. But it's probably not going to be stuck on a barge somewhere either. You'll probably get this from America, I bet you, and not from overseas. But
Oh, definitely printed. A lot of their stuff is printed, you know, in the U.S.
yeah,
and distributed, which is good.
it's so good. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that. And your last one
we
here.
have, yep, this one I love.
This one is so funny. I can't even. It almost takes my breath away because there's so much behind this picture. For you, those of you that don't know, I'll kind of let Andrew take this one away because you explain it way better than I do.
Have the logo at the bottom, but we all remember those Nike ads. The great black and white photos. Just do it. This one was Ross, David Schwimmer from Friends, Pivot, and at the bottom it has the Nike logo, and you have to pivot.
Oh my gosh!
Anybody
You have to pivot. I distinctly remember that episode. I'm pretty sure it's season 1. If it's not, it's season 2 of Friends. It was definitely one of the earlier episodes for sure. I'm sorry, what?
It's season 6. Andy's in the background.
6.
He knows.
Wow, I thought it was one of the earlier ones. Holy moly, I was way wrong.
He knows enough about the show that he heard you say season 1 and immediately goes 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think 1 was right, but I was like, I just finished rewatching that one the other day, and I was like, I swear there was something in there, but I was wrong. Yeah, so Pivot, maybe I'll have to post that. I want to say you can stream all of Friends on one of the services right now. If it's not Peacock, it's probably like Hulu or Netflix, but I can't remember. Which one?
HBO.
HBO, thank you. I have them all, so I really don't remember which one's which, and I try. So I'll post the HBO link for you guys all later. For those of you that do have HBO Max, go enjoy that episode because it's really freaking hilarious. It'll probably make you wet yourself, honestly. It was so funny. So freaking hilarious. Now, you also...
next week,
Yes.
I want to cover, just because it's going to be the day before, I want to cover a little bit of the new upcoming Doctor Who.
Oh, yes.
We have a trailer. That's going to be releasing on Halloween. I am so excited for that.
That is cool.
If you notice, right behind
TARDIS,
me,
yeah.
I've got the TARDIS hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
Above me is the space station. Where is it?
So it's a Yoda.
So, and we've got the space station up there.
Right.
Now they're hanging from the ceiling, which means my cats cannot get to them, eat them.
Hooray!
Another Star Wars frigate they have to hang up.
Right.
Iron Man and from Harry Potter. We're having a lot of them. But yeah, I think next week one of our topics we'll have to talk about Doctor Who.
Definitely.
And if you haven't checked out the trailer, take a look. It's going to be a really cool season.
I actually
Very
haven't
short.
seen it all the way through yet, so I will take a look after the show here. For sure. I will probably post it along with the links as well. Now, you also have 2 other pictures for us of pumpkins that you guys carved, I imagine, or whatnot. So the first one here, I think, was the Batman one. I'm pretty sure. That one was pretty cool. And they're both awesome.
Yeah, the Pokemon logo. Spray painted the pumpkin black. That was cool.
That was very cool.
And,
then we had the other one here. Yep, there we go. The fish.
That's the one on, I guess, everybody watching it on your right. That is, I think it's what the Nook Miles logo.
Oh, yeah.
My niece, Evie, she carved that one on her own. And
Very
it
cool.
was a surprise for everybody. And then her mom did the fish, which I thought
they both turned out great.
Really well.
Is that the full moon in the background, too? Or is that just a flare?
A few nights ago. But it was, it
pretty cool. Either way.
It's been a while since I've carved a pumpkin or had a chance to do that with family. It was really fun. I felt like, Batman and Animal Crossings were geeky enough for our channel.
Right.
We should touch on it soon, too. Maybe next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of the Animal Crossing updates that are coming at the beginning of November.
Yep.
From what I've seen and from what Andy's told me, it's going to be absolutely incredible.
Yep.
And he's about to lose his mind when it starts with it all.
I can only imagine. I'm sure he's not the only one. I'm sure there's a bunch of people seriously about to just explode. I have not actually played any of it on the Switch. I mean, I don't have the game yet, but they do have that new pack coming out, the DLC pack that comes with the N64 emulators and the Sega Genesis emulators for your Nintendo Switch, which is also coming out November 25th, I want to say. It's either the 5th or the 28th. I can't remember. I'm sorry, there's a lot going on in my head right now. It's one of those two.
October.
Don't remember?
I don't know everything about what's happening with Nintendo
That's
right
perfect.
now. October.
October.
Yep.
Yep.
But no, the Reddit, the internet, they're collectively losing their minds over all of this. I mean,
and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
now the Switch is incredible.
Yeah. It's fun.
Like, people are going to lose their minds with all of this. And there were so many good games. You know, now you can get GoldenEye, Conquer.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm seriously so excited.
You can play with your friends.
Yep. It's gonna seriously blow everybody away. I mean, it's a little pricey, but I think it's absolutely worth it. And from what I have read, the Genesis library is actually worth every penny you're paying for this service, just for that alone. I guess it's like a vast library of Genesis games, and they're amazingly remastered, apparently. That's all I know. I have not seen any images of this, so I have no source for that one. Sorry, guys. But anyway, so on another thing that's going to blow a lot of people's minds and probably break the internet is this Harry Potter smartwatch that is only coming out in India, apparently, which I don't know why. Now, and it's not super expensive. It's made by a company that is already in all the countries that I know of that have smartwatches, like UK, Australia, you know, all the main ones, essentially the US, which is OnePlus. Now, they took one of their designs that actually flopped massively when it first came out, and since it came out, it's been almost a year, they have done nothing but revamp, fix all of the problems and glitches that they are having with this one, and essentially fixed it up and put all this cool Harry Potter stuff in it. So you have all these awesome decals and special tricks and things and messages. It's also completely hands-free, so you don't have to actually like touch it or do anything. You can just talk to it or whatever. There's a little fancy button and fast charging and pretty much everything else that all the regular smartphones do. But this one is specifically geared to look and act and even have sound effects and whatnot of the Hogwarts, you know, kind of stuff. So you get all the different class logos, which they're showing you here. You get this a really cool charge sequence and stuff. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Pretty sure that just said 14-day battery life. How the?
I don't know.
That's impressive.
I don't know. Again,
I get maybe a day or two max off of my Samsung.
Right.
So.
And this one's supposed to have built-in like LTE, so you don't have to have your phone around. It doesn't just always need your phone. It's supposed to just connect without it. And 14 days, I don't know. I mean, again, the reviews for this when it first came out by itself was not the best. They were telling people to just go get something else, pretty much. But since then, it has been revamped and is actually a very worthy opponent to Samsung and the iPhone smartwatch. And if maybe you've had your smartwatch for a while, or you don't, like me, you haven't bought one yet, this is actually something I'd be interested in buying. And unfortunately, it's not even sold in my country. Now, you can still buy one, surprisingly, but they have to ship all the way from India. So they come all the way from the other side of the globe, and that's going to take a while. So be prepared for shipping to literally take like 6 months. Like.
Still, I mean, it's a beautiful watch.
It is. It is really pretty. I have a still for you here.
Some of those things, I mean, I don't know if it's running Wear OS or, well, I mean, even Samsung switched to that now,
right.
So I don't know what it is.
I'm not exactly sure. It didn't really specify what software. It looks like they've heavily modded the software that it was originally running, and it says it has over 120 different features as well. So that's really handy, you know, like it doesn't just count your steps and track where you go. It can also, you know, like set playlists and keep track of your grocery list and call people and pretty much do everything your phone does, but they've crammed it in there, and they also put all of these really cool emblems and things on it to make it look Harry Potter-ish. Which is great because everybody loves Harry Potter. That's a huge trend still. It's not going away anytime soon, it looks like, either. Even with like Disney opening up and stuff, I'm really surprised still they don't have this anywhere in the United States, apparently. You have to order it through their website only. And again, there's no guarantee as to when you're even going to get it. So it could be a while, especially if you're not in India. So, you know. But lucky India, you know, they get to have this amazing smartwatch, and I'm very jealous. I gotta say, it looks cool.
Yeah, look, like the monogramming,
yeah,
or the link in the leather with the logo.
I mean, they even put the little, like, you know, zigzag on there. I mean, they thought of every little detail, it seems, you know. But that,
I mean, it mirrors a lot of your Fossil and
yeah,
Samsung much so.
Very, like a ton. It looks almost identical until the screen lights up, and then you're like, wait a minute. You can already see there's something different about it. But then when that screen lights up, you're like, wow, now I can see the difference. It's definitely more Harry Potter oriented, which is so cool. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Now you had another article. I did not get a chance to really read this. I watched a little bit of the video, which I'm going to play below, but it has been muted. So if you want to watch it unmuted, you'll have to check the source link I'm posting after the video here. But yeah, so this is about setting up a museum. Apparently, is what the title is reading of the article. And I didn't get to read it.
They're exactly where it is, but it's basically a museum for outdated technology.
Okay.
Like everything from very beginnings of electronics all the way up to now.
Right.
And I mean, you've seen this in museums before. You had, the original razor is in a museum.
Oh yeah.
Old.
Yep.
But this is just.
Even in our History of Computers episode, there's a few references to the computer museums around the world. There's several of them actually, and they look very similar to this. There's all the Furbies.
You're talking,
right?
Just old CRT TVs, old,
everything.
Furby
Pianos, Furbies, amplifiers and switches, and there's
lab.
Right.
And I've seen some of this before, but you don't really see many that are dedicated to nothing but antiquated technology.
Right.
On its
Usually this is the stuff that's either getting recycled.
It can be toys, it can be vacuum,
right.
It can, or camcorders. I would love to walk through.
That looks so fun.
I interacted with in my life, or
right. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, there's a depth of kind of exploration of not just technology, but kind of like science as it evolved over the years. And I think that you can clearly see it too, because you have 6 different models of the same machine, but they've all been upgraded over the years. You can see how it improved and whatnot. So this is a really kind of revolutionary idea. It's almost like a junk museum, and I kind of hate to say that in such a bad term, but it's not junk in a way that's like trash, but in a way that literally that you and I, it's useless. We can't use this technology. It's outdated. It's too old or slow or whatever the situation is. But it stands a purpose because it holds a bookmark in history of where we were, how we came, and where we got to, and how did we get here. That's part of it.
Design element changes, aesthetics. How the earliest designs for a lot of these products, which in one way exist today, they were only designed for utility at that point.
Exactly.
You didn't. Yeah. Like, why slap a nice shiny plastic case on it when you didn't need it?
Yeah, it's gonna sit in a basement forever.
Things would be more usable, or would be marketed towards the mass public. You got to make it look good, so you get to see that. I mean, behind this guy, you've got games. You have looks like a CRT. I don't know if that was from some of the radar system, or definitely not ATV. It was used in something
like that. Either a lab, or it could have been a hospital or something too, like part of a hospital equipment or something. Maybe it was like a heart monitor or something, O2 or whatever. I don't know, who knows. But still, this is really cool. I'm definitely going to dig through that website later too, because the website was thick with information, details, videos, stuff. So definitely check out that link below, guys. That one is definitely a kind of a corner of the web find. And really a revolutionary idea. I feel like this is almost something almost every town could start, is kind of this like a randomized museum where you're just kind of housing stuff that, instead of being broken apart and recycled or thrown away completely to just decompose in a landfill, can actually be learned from and viewed and explored and understood, especially from a standpoint of if you've ever seen the YouTube videos of kids that have never used a rotary phone and they're trying to figure out how to use it, and or they've never seen a Game Boy before or whatever, that's why we need these museums, because otherwise this stuff is going to disappear and we won't have it. Now, Andrew, you made a good point that some of them are already in museums, but yeah,
everybody has something antique when it comes to technology in their basement. get some
I mean,
donations
heck,
to
most of the stuff in my
location.
background here is an antique almost. I got a PlayStation 1, Xbox 360 Slim, you know what I mean? Like, they're not old, but they're not new. So, yeah.
But when you think about the fact that some of the devices behind you came out over 20 years ago, I mean, we were born in what? I was born in '86, and
86, yeah, that was me too. Yeah.
so there's those jokes of when I hear 20 years ago, I still think the '80s, not 2000.
Yeah, I still do too. I still feel that way. It's so weird to me to think that it's not the 80s 20 years ago anymore. Like, it's actually 40 years ago. What happened? Stop this. I don't like this. Yeah.
I grew up listening to when it came out, and now it's on a classic rock station.
It hits you a little, doesn't it? Definitely hits you. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, most of the things in my background, if you don't know, are definitely not new. Technically speaking, the Xbox One is the newest thing I have in my background here, and that is second generation now, already outdone by the Xbox Series X. So yeah, apparently that is also an antique now. Oh, and I even have the original Kinect plugged into it too, which chooses when it wants to work, which is not today. Sorry. I have one more topic for you guys today. This one I know is kind of a hit and miss. I'm just going to kind of brush on it here really quick. We talk about this every now and then. I always hit on fusion reactors and things, but not necessarily the nuclear reactor. And these are mini nuclear reactors that might be coming to a neighborhood near you. And these things can power 1,000 homes for about 18 years without any maintenance at all. Which is really, really impressive. I mean, apparently they use a helium cooling technology, and they're very tiny. So I'm going to put this on screen here so you guys can see what this thing looks like. Radiant Nuclear is the company that makes these machines, and they are the size of a small truck, essentially. So not like a giant semi-truck, but cut that semi-truck in half, and that's how big one of these is. So standard truck bed could fit one of these guys. It's pretty heavy, apparently. And but again, this is going to be for remote areas, places like military installations or houses that just can't be close to a grid because of maybe mountains or hard terrain or whatever the situation is, or maybe even just emergency backup power for select neighborhoods. This could also be an option as well, like whole cities. If you don't have a ton of people, you're a small town, your hydroelectro dam breaks and you have no power. This could be your solution, because even submerged in water, it's still going to work just fine. So they really thought of almost everything with these machines. This is what the innards look like inside that big hard shell they put it in. And as you can see, it still doesn't look like a nuclear power plant. There's no steam coming out of it or anything like that, because it's doing a different kind of reaction than what our giant steam-powered ones are doing, which is what is making it so much safer. And even crashing into this or crushing this machine still would not release any radiation or damage the environment in any way. It's almost indestructible, as they say. I would kind of put this in the category of like a black box from a plane. Necessarily, maybe not 100% indestructible, but the critical parts of it anyway are not going to be accessible by any means. So other than by the manufacturer, So
They could do that. I mean, we've had. To me, this seems like a scaled-down version of the reactors you see in submarines.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on here. Here's a tiny video of a similar one.
Even the very tiny reactors that you have in satellites that we launch.
Yes, this is super similar, actually. It's almost identical. They use a helium cooling system as well.
And then scattering fallout across the launch pad, which is one of the big issues with using nuclear energy in space.
Right.
You got to get it up there safely.
Yeah. It's got to stay there.
But I feel like you touched on a different version of this.
Not that long ago, yes.
Sounds like there might be a few contenders.
There are. Yes, they are not the only company. There are, and this is a U.S.-based company. Now the video I'm showing you is of a different reactor. This is not from the one I'm showing you guys today. It's the same idea, technology, but it's just a longer version of this machine, and they're showing you how it fits easily inside these big tankers and can be loaded up onto a semi and just driven right down the road. So you could literally be driving right next to this thing on highway and not even know you're literally feet away from a nuclear reactor. It's again, you could crash into that truck. It's not gonna hurt you. Nothing's gonna happen. You might damage the machine, but it'll just get sent back, repaired, and put back in place. This is going to be huge, especially for, I see, military operations and disaster relief. This is going to be massive. This has already been a huge issue, especially in the West. There's been a lot of fires and droughts and problems with having to shut dams down. And I think this is really going to be a solution for them, especially with each one doing 1,000 houses at a time. That is not unreasonable. I mean, that is a ton of power. And that's, for this little tiny device that's, maybe the size of like a minivan, really, to put out that much power blows my mind. And to sustain it by itself without any or really minimal maintenance is what they say. They don't explain what the maintenance entails, which I find interesting. And again, this video is not from the website. The website, unfortunately, is very vague. So Radiant it got a lot of smoke and mirrors, unfortunately, right now. But they do have official patents. They have official everything, including an official website. So definitely check it out. This is not fake by any means. They wouldn't be lying about this crap. You kind of can't make these accusations lightly.
Well, it looks like they've, according to the video, in some way partnering with the Los Alamos research lab. So that does lend a good amount of credibility.
Yes.
I mean, Los Alamos is not without its skeletons in the closet from
right.
their earlier years.
Exactly.
Google the body snatchers of Los Alamos.
Right.
Their early experiments. But they've, over the decades, they've greatly, changed and improved their quality.
Yeah, vastly.
And their image. And now they are doing a lot of important research in science, especially when it comes to nuclear power.
Right. And this could really change, especially, again, like when I was in Italy, and now this was back when I was in high school, I want to say 2003, 2004, we used to lose power, just didn't matter where we were in Italy. It was like almost every single day, at least like once. And that could be for a few minutes to several hours. It did not, you had no idea. And so it was just something you got used to. This, again, is a situation where you could have a community of people that say we are tired of losing power all the time, or unreliable power, I guess you could say. Let's all chip in, get one of these, put it in our neighborhood whenever the power does go down. This thing just kicks back on, or it just is a constant supported to the backbone so you don't have that laggy lag and dimming lights and all that fun stuff. I unfortunately live in a house from 1910, so surprisingly all the stuff you got set up is plugged into pretty much one outlet. So, which is extremely dangerous. I'm not recommending this to anybody, but it's definitely shows you guys that, there's a lot of problems with how we set things up back in the day, especially in countries that are dated way beyond our only 200-year reign here in the United States. So not even that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot more work to do in other countries, which is where I think this is going to start popping up a lot more in like the UK and Australia and Japan and like mountainous regions, places that you have populations but you can't really get power safely to them and keep it there consistently. This is your solution. So give Radiant a nuclear a try. Give them a look and see on their website. It's pretty interesting stuff, actually. Again, their website is like 2 pages long. It's got not a lot of information on it. I pretty much went over it already. So, but there are some awesome news articles that dive way deep into this topic, and I will post those as well. That's where I actually read about this originally, and they did get a chance to talk with the creators and ask a few direct questions that go beyond the website. So definitely check that out as well, guys. But I think that might actually do it for us today. I think we covered everything. Yes, we did. Awesome.
I believe so.
That was a lot to cover today. And we're still under an hour, so that wasn't too bad. Hopefully you guys all hung in there with us. If you have any questions about anything you guys saw today, and you want to hit us up, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We also have this lovely email up here called cookiesenabled01@gmail.com. Go ahead and hit us up there if you guys have any questions, or if you want to know more about any of the topics we talked about today. We could also do a pumpkin carving contest if you guys want to send us some pictures or whatnot of your pumpkins. We will pick which one we like next week and post it, or we wait till Halloween or something too. We could do that. So that could be fun. So hopefully you guys play along. I'll post a link down below in the description. Otherwise, guys, I think we had a great day. I know I learned something new, and I hope you guys did too. I will see you guys all next time. Have a great one. See you later, everybody.